It's digital marketing.
How did you hear about this one? This podcast.
My bro Ryo.
Yeah.
So
Ryo's
Ryo
a big supporter.
Is my engineer.
Really? Yeah.
That's like my big bro. That's like
nice.
My brother. So his studio is my home studio.
Gotcha.
That's where I do everything at.
Yeah.
So I have an agreement with him with the platform studios.
Nice.
And he always shared the content. So I'll be looking at them and I'll be like, yo, I want to do this show so bad, yo. And I told him 2 days ago, I said, yo, I'm going up there.
Yeah.
So he was like, yo, I can't wait till yours drop because I've been real like private on the shit that I've been going through like relationship wise for a minute.
I had a bunch of people come on here from him. He just be sending them like, yo, use your resources, use your friends, he says.
Yeah, you feel me? I met like a lot of people within the industry like connected to him.
Yeah.
Just them knowing that I'm at his studio could get you certain relationships. Mano, Tech from Smith & Wesson.
Right.
And stuff like they all rock with me just because he co-signed me.
Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah.
That's all you
need.
That's
fire. Good looks to Ryo.
Yeah, good looks to Ryo, man.
We here with King Ace. Talk about an ex, right? Came all the way down. Took a trip down to be here. I appreciate that.
Nah. I appreciate you for giving me the platform.
Yeah.
My name is King Ace. Moments of Clarity. You know what it is. First off, let me get a shout out.
Yeah.
Positivity Alkaline Water. You know what it is. Positivity in a room full of negativity. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm going to say this on camera. All my man some water.
Yeah, I need that.
All my man some water, man.
That's a healing water right there.
Definitely that healing water, man. It's therapy.
Yes.
What's going on, brother?
Chilling. I'm blessed to have a male on this podcast because it's hard to get y'all. So we're here to talk about an ex, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, this ex is from a long time ago.
Yes.
You got your current girl here.
Yes.
I hope you know most of the story. Don't be making no faces.
Nah, my baby know the story. She know the story.
I had this happen before. It started off with smiles and they left out angry.
Yeah.
So I'm just fair warning.
It ain't gonna be that, y'all. It ain't gonna be that.
I hope he told you everything.
Yeah. You ain't gonna hear no fumbling behind the camera. Yeah, it ain't gonna be none of that.
A drink poured on you.
Yeah, we transparency over here.
Got you.
Right.
All right. So we're here to talk about an ex. Before we start,
this
is a platform we talk about the healing process after the breakup. But we're gonna get the story first and all that stuff.
Okay.
So before we start, we're gonna give the ex a fake name. And when you do that, you got to describe how they look. So if they walked into this lounge, how would they look? From what you remember.
Short. You want me to give like complexion?
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, we gotta come with this fake name.
Okay, all right. Short, very short. I would say about 5 feet, 5'2".
Okay.
Brown skin, kind of caramel complexion.
Mm-hmm.
Dijonais kind of hairstyle.
That's like short, like a short?
Like the puff.
Got you.
Puff kind of hairstyle, the puffy ponytail.
Got you.
Big head.
Okay.
Bow-legged.
She's from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We gotta get.
Yeah.
Her name is Raquel or something. We gotta get this up. Bow-legged. She sound ghetto. All right.
Yeah, I think Raquel sounds good, right?
Or Rocky or something. Yeah. this sound a little rough.
That's a good name right there.
Rocky?
Yeah.
We're gonna do that, Rocky. Yeah, she sound rough.
Definitely, it's been rough.
Oh man.
It's been rough.
So where was you at this time? Describe yourself.
You want me to describe how we met?
No, just we won't go there. But who you was as a person when you first started? Like, did you have a job? Was you working? Was you in school? Like all of that stuff.
I was definitely younger. I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
I was a butcher.
Yeah.
At the time, I worked in a warehouse. I was definitely considered, a young guy who was, doing his thing, in the streets and also, messing around with different women and stuff like that at the time. So that's who I was. And I was still battle rapping at the time.
Got you.
So a lot of people knew me from the battle rap culture and stuff like that.
At a young age?
Yeah.
All right. Got you. How old are you now?
I'm 30 years old now.
All right. So about like 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
He was battle rapping. How describe that back in the day? Like, because I remember it where you go to an event, everybody's outside, huddled up, like kicking freestyles, battling each other, like low key battling each other. The music scene was different.
I kind of wish it was still like that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
My rookie year was 2013.
Okay. That's like the blog era.
Yeah, that was the blog era. Yeah. That was also still the authentic era where it was less gimmicks, you know.
Right.
It was around the time where battle rap was reaching its peak.
Yep.
So the culture started emerging, and then that's when the WWE stuff started happening.
Yeah.
But it still was a hell of a good time. I'm not gonna lie.
Good time.
It was a hell of a good time back then.
Yeah. He was in New York at that time?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
I come from a battle rap league called We Go Hard TV.
Yeah.
A lot of people that you see talented on URL.TV came from We Go Hard TV.
Nice. You had the setup where like it was Meek Mill. You had to have your crew behind you,
yeah,
rapping to the camera.
We all had crews, entourages, stuff like that. It really was like a boxing. It was like a boxing fight, boxing match.
Yeah,
you know.
That's fire. So now we get to the start of this. How y'all met?
We met on Facebook.
Facebook was popping at that time.
Yeah,
before the old people got on there.
Yeah. Before our aunties and grannies started making Facebook pages, Facebook was like the site for our age group and stuff. So I met her on Facebook. I messaged her, you know, off a post that she made, and then I jumped in.
But she just randomly showed up on your page?
Nah, I don't recall how we became friends on Facebook.
Okay.
But I remember scrolling down. This is when BBMs, when we had Blackberries.
Yeah.
So I was scrolling down my Blackberry and I saw her write a post and I kind of related to it. So I jumped in her inbox and started talking to her from there type shit.
Got you. And what was that like? Like, what's the initial convo like?
The initial convo, you know, from what I could remember, it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
It was decent, you know.
So you go from there, go from getting to know the person in the inbox, whatever. Did you was like, oh, let's get something to eat, let's meet up?
Yeah, the first time we met up with each other, it was like a date.
Yeah.
It was like a little date. We went to go get something to eat or whatever.
You was the 42nd Street type?
Nah, honestly, we went to Wingstop.
Wingstop was popping at that time?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was when Wingstop first was hitting New York City.
Gotcha.
And it was a big thing at that time. It ain't that big now. Like, you know, it ain't that big now, but 10 years ago,
it was a thing.
You know, Wingstop was definitely a thing. So yeah, we had a little date to Wingstop, stuff like that. And everything was pretty decent in the very beginning.
What was your initial thoughts? I know like when you meet people online, sometimes they take the filters, the selfies in a way. So me and her in person, did she look like herself?
Yeah.
All right. So that's good.
Because I dealt with that a few times before. Yeah. So she did look like, you know, who she presented herself to be on Facebook. But she really wasn't who she really presented herself to be.
What was her Facebook like? Like, why you say that?
I'm talking about as far as like as I got to know her.
Oh, we'll get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, my bad. I'm super.
So yeah, everybody's showing their best self in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Like when you met her, like what was the vibe like? I know it's the honeymoon stage, it's the beginning.
It definitely was. You know, I was older than her, about a year.
All right.
So it definitely was like honeymoon phase, you know, like it always is the first 6 months and stuff like that.
You give it 6, it'd be like 3 sometimes.
What I remember was, you know, after a while, like she was working, I was working. So after a while, we stopped seeing each other for a while.
Okay.
Because our schedule just wasn't aligning and stuff like that. But then the new year came around and then we started dealing with each other again after the new year came. So
she was feeling you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It was on some like, me basically letting her know like, yo, if we not gonna be like consistently dealing with each other, then I'm gonna be messing with other people.
You told her this at a young age?
Yeah, I mean,
shit, I was lying back in that time.
You know what it was is I was a liar too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I just stopped lying.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I just became a non-liar 3 years ago. So I was a liar all the way until I was 27.
All right.
And that was the age where I said I would no longer be like a liar.
It ain't worth it, yo. Yeah.
It's not.
You gotta remember shit. I have bad memory, so I can't do that.
That's
shit
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
My short-term memory started to really be shot.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I had to get out. I had to like retire from battle rap because I
can't
remember stuff anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was feeling me. We was feeling each other and stuff like that. And after the new year came in, then we really started dealing with each other like that.
All right. And take us there. The next part of the next stage of this.
So the next stage was, we go from barely spending time with each other to spending a lot of time with each other. And at this moment, we pretty much together now in a relationship.
All right.
Now,
not official. Yeah, you have no date. Like,
my
girlfriend on this. You had an anniversary date.
Yeah, like after like the new year and stuff like that. It basically was like we started the new year off in a relationship.
Okay.
Like
fair,
that.
Yeah.
So I started to see certain things, after spending a lot of time with her.
What was these things?
It was certain lies that I overlooked. It all starts off as red flags.
What was it? You got to get into detail. But she was bullheaded?
Nah, not bullheaded. She actually had hair.
All right.
But she lied to me about her occupation.
Okay. What was she, stripping?
Nah, she just
Escort?
made this.
Come on, man. You got to let it out. What happened?
She just made this big lie and had everyone, not just me, but like her family and everything. She had everybody believing that she was a registered nurse in a hospital.
She was dressed up too?
Yeah. And what she really was just a regular home health aide.
I mean, they nursing. They nursing somebody. The pay ain't the same, but
the job still ain't the same like that.
She dressed up.
But she was dressing in scrubs, and that was the first lie.
That was a big deal to you? She had a job though.
It was a big deal to me because of the lengths she went through to hide that.
She a nurse, man.
She
was handling old people?
Yeah, she was like going to houses. She was going to houses.
Yeah, she was taking care
of
the old people. Yeah,
and stuff like that.
You don't think she's nursing the old people?
Nah, it's a different position.
What you call it?
Home health aide. Yeah, it's a different position. When you were RN, you were RN. When you were home health aide,
she said she was RN to you.
Yeah. And she will walk out the house and lie about it. Because at this time, we was living together.
Oh, you wait, you had your own place?
Yeah.
And she was living with you?
No, I had my crib and then I gave up my crib and moved into her crib.
Okay. But she had her own place too?
Yeah.
So why was that a big deal? She had money.
Nah, she didn't really have the money I thought she had.
She had her own place though.
Yeah, she had her own place, but it still wasn't like.
She had roommates?
Yeah, like you feel me? It was like that, but I respected it though. I wasn't judging her off of that.
What's your background? Are you Caribbean?
I'm Jamaican.
So that RN shit is that's important. It makes sense now.
Yeah, like you can't lie about stuff like that.
That's important. All right, I see now. I'm like,
so that was the first lie. And she went through great lengths to like really like hide that, and she had her moms, her family, like friends, like bigging her up and bragging about how she even like lied about the hospital she worked in.
Dang. Oh, that's just different. All right.
Yeah, like she was lying to me
Yeah,
about
you a rapper though.
the whole shift.
So you like rappers lie?
I mean, yeah.
You a battle rapper. You got the big guns like Iron Man. Y'all be lying. So
I mean, yeah, do rappers be lying and stuff like that? But I just felt like you didn't have to lie about your occupation.
It's the principle.
Yeah, it was the principle behind it. That was lie number one.
Cool. All right.
Lie number two, I remember walking in the streets with her.
Mm-hmm.
We in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn. And you know, I come across some of her friends. Her friends start talking about a kid. And I'm like,
oh shit.
Wait, huh? So they like, oh, congratulations. We heard y'all got a kid, blah, blah, blah.
What?
And I'm like,
y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, wait, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just playing it off. She's like, oh no, don't worry about it. I'm gonna talk to you about it when we get in the house. Because what happened was we, you know, announced that we was gonna have a baby or whatever.
It's the beginning.
This is the beginning.
All right.
So she had told me that she was pregnant.
You announced it to who?
You know, we made like an announcement on Facebook. you know, we made an announcement on Facebook.
Yeah, the picture and everything. You was holding the belly and all that.
Yeah.
And she was pregnant.
She was pregnant. She had a miscarriage.
Okay.
But the lie that she told was she was telling everyone that
she's still pregnant.
We had 2 kids together. And we didn't even have 1 kid together.
Oh, wow. All right.
So I'm listening to what her friends are saying, and I'm like, hold on, this is a little alarming to me. You know, I don't understand what's really going on. And she tells me, you know, I told people that we had 2 kids. And I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
What serves the purpose on lying about that? Honestly, anytime she was confronted about lying, she really had no real explanation on why she lied about certain things. And it's multiple lies throughout the years that it was just like way too many pathologically.
And wait, this
lies.
situation is the beginning, like after New Year.
Yeah, it's not after New Year, but it's still the beginning of the relationship.
Why you ain't? So these red flags, you just ignore it.
Yes, I was just about to say.
So what did you like about her the most? For you to stay with a liar like that?
You know what it was? It was because she was very different from what I was used to at the moment. I was used to messing with girls who was, you know, I dated 2 print model women before that, you know, dealing with females, battle rappers and stuff like that, dealing with females who was fans of battle rap, women who liked battle rap. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I was really like, we had battle rap groupies.
I bet.
Yeah, we had battle rap groupies. So, you know, I was used to dating escorts. I was used to dating women that were strippers, you know, and stuff like that.
Now you got a nurse, and that's different from all that.
Yeah, I thought I had a nurse. So I thought I had a nurse, and you know, and she was like a plain Jane kind of woman.
Yeah, no,
I
get it.
She wasn't into none of the stuff I was into.
She ain't know nothing about that. Yeah.
Nothing about it.
Yeah,
so I guess that kind of turned me on in a way.
Yeah.
Like,
it's 2 different worlds.
Yeah, you really don't know about this whole other world over here. So I looked at it as something different, like a breath of fresh air. Yeah. I wanted to try it out.
Gotcha. No, I get it.
So I overlooked a lot of the lies and the red flags that I should have like really, really, really paid attention to.
Now, did you tell your family about the whole pregnancy thing?
Yeah.
And how did they take to that?
Of course, my mom was really like alarmed. My mom was giving me a lot of advice on what she think I should do, and how I should handle the situation. My mom was kind of like lost on why she even like made those kind of lies up and stuff like
that's
that.
Weird. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was the lies just were not making sense. It just nothing was adding up.
Yeah.
But I think I was just so blinded with the fact that I thought she was different
Mm-hmm.
from other women that I dated that I overlooked it.
I get it.
know?
Yeah. So after that, right? How would y'all reconnect? You said she wouldn't know why she lied. So this whole, you named her delusional on the questionnaire. So she's in Delulu land, basically.
Yes, and that is why I gave that name, because it was like she was living in her own
world.
fantasy world.
Yeah.
It was like, we all lie, right? Here's the thing. We're not going to sit here and act like we have not lied and like we still don't tell little white lies. But it was one thing I learned from doing therapy and also, having a psychiatrist and stuff.
Yeah.
It's one thing to lie, but then it's one thing to lie and start believing in your own lies.
That shit crazy.
That is when it's a whole different ball game. That's equivalent to some people talk to themselves.
Yeah.
But you going crazy when you start replying to yourself. Once you start replying to yourself and you talking to yourself like that, then that's a whole different stage of crazy. So, but I decided to overlook, those beginning warning signs and those lies in the very beginning.
Nobody told you to like leave her alone, and none of that? No friends, no family members? You got brothers, sisters?
Yeah, to be honest with you, bro, I was like somewhat embarrassed on some of the lies. So I wasn't telling a lot of people on what she was lying about. Like this was one thing that I hold myself accountable, because when I found out, like I was the first one who found out she wasn't really a RN, but I was still allowing her and I was keeping up the lie for people in my family because
it looked good.
It looked good. Yeah. You feel me? So I didn't know how to tell my mom, like, Mom, she lied. Like my mom found out way after I've been new.
Yeah.
I've been new. And then my mom ain't found out till 2 years after. And my mom was looking at me like, you been new? I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom. My bad. But nigga was embarrassed to even say
what's wrong with being a home health aide? Like this?
I'm not saying nothing is wrong with being a home health aide. I'm not. Get it how you get it.
She got to give out pills. She got to change Pampers. Like
nah, you're not giving out pills.
Sometimes they do.
Illegally.
I know. I remember my aunt home health aides. It was like, yeah, you got to take this at this time or whatever.
All right, that's a little different.
Yeah.
And you might be talking about a visiting nurse.
I don't know. It was there. She used to kick them out though.
But home health aide is really not supposed to give medicine.
All right.
Like they really not supposed to be giving you your meds. They supposed to just,
wash you up,
make sure you eat, take you shopping, and stuff like that. They're like your escort. They're like your they're like your escort,
That's a funny way to put it.
Yeah, but it's nothing wrong with being a home health aide. You just did not have to lie to me about that.
All right.
That's all.
So Rocky, all right. What was the dates like? What was it like living with her? Tell me all of that stuff.
Well, you know what they say. You don't really know a person until you live with them.
Yep.
And when we started living together is when I started seeing certain things, as far as like how I thought she was. When we were just in the lovey-dovey dating stage, I'm at my place, she at her place, we coming over. Then when we started living with each other, is when I started really seeing like, oh, you out here, you living a lie for real, because
what's the lie now?
Well, we had issues with, how females are with guy friends.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Well, I don't know what type of situation you was in.
It was just a situation
where... She
had
had a gay best friend or...
Nah, she had a guy who was a friend, but all in all, the dude was really just trying to fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and of course I knew that already.
They're doing the waiting game.
Yeah, he was doing the waiting game.
Yeah.
And you know, she slipped up a few times and was talking about, you know, our relationship stuff we were going through with that friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then that friend ended up using it against me on some shit where like me and homie almost fought and stuff like that. You know, all because she didn't know how to set boundaries.
Right. No, I've been through that. Yeah.
So, you know, once I went through that, then I was like, oh, you really not as solid as I thought you were. Because I thought that you wasn't the type of female to be in some type drama like that. You know what I mean? And that was another red flag. That was another red flag right there. So after that one, I was really, really like in my head, like in my head about the relationship.
How long has this been? Time has passed. How long has this been?
Within the same year.
All right, dang. Still
yeah.
All right.
It was a lot of stuff in the beginning, year and a half, 2 years of the relationship. There was a lot of lies.
And you just there. You just staying in it.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. I think I just
felt like you could change her?
Yeah. Yeah. I felt like after a while, her being with someone like me, I thought it was gonna change that.
Yeah.
You know, I was sometimes when I think of it, sometimes I feel like I was acting out of just not wanting to be alone for real.
I feel like, yeah.
You feel me? Right before me and her started dating, I got my heart broke right before that. So I was looking to not be alone. I didn't want to be by myself. So I just really picked that one person and was able to go through a lot of shit with that one person.
Yeah.
So after that, you know, now people, when she had the miscarriage, right?
No, wait, get to the pregnancy part. Oh, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
But she said she had 2 kids.
Right. She lied about that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then had a miscarriage. I forgot about that. All right.
Before she had the miscarriage, when she had the miscarriage, she didn't tell me.
Why?
I had no idea. She was able to hide that from me.
How many months was she?
I think she was about 6.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
She was at that 6 month. And she went to the hospital, Bushwick, and hid it from me. And I didn't find out till a few weeks later.
After the hospital visit?
Yeah.
How you found out?
Going through paperwork. Going through hospital paperwork. I don't really talk about this because this was when I was young, and I want to say I felt like I was kind of like naive.
Yeah, naive. I was to say naive.
I allowed her to pull the wall over my eyes plenty of times. You feel me? And that was one of them, you know. And then,
how did you take to that? Finding out the news, like, did you get angry? Did you?
Yeah, I was really, really upset.
Was you excited to have a kid?
Yes and no, because I see now I have to fast forward a little bit, because originally, how she originally got pregnant was a whole lie.
God damn.
Exactly. So now I have to fast forward and tell the story of after she had a miscarriage and we argued about it, but we still stayed together, right? Now, she wanted me to be the father of her kid. She was going through baby fever at the time. I wasn't. I was 23. So I'm going on 24, and I had literally just had a conversation with my mom.
Mhm.
And I tell my mom how I'm not ready to be a father.
Right.
And my mom understood that, you know? So me and Raquel,
Yo, Rocky. What
Rocky,
yeah.
me and Rocky, you know how women be like how, you know, they don't like being on birth control
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So me and her had a conversation about birth control. And she was telling me that she wanted to get off of birth control because of the side effects. So I'm trying to tell her at 23, I'm not ready to be a dad.
Gotcha.
I'm not ready to be a father. So I understand it's your body. I don't have to go through it, but I would like for us to revisit this in a few more months.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we could talk about you coming off of birth control.
Okay.
We agreed on that.
Or why not just get condoms?
Is that ever really an option? Come on now,
He
man.
said, "Raw is the law."
Yeah, Raw magazine, man. Is that ever really an option?
That's crazy.
And it should have been. And you know, now that I'm older, it should have been an option.
Yeah.
But you know what? She lied about that too.
About what? Condoms?
Yes.
Yo, what's going on?
She lied
here?
and told me she was allergic to latex condoms.
But that could be true.
But it wasn't.
But how you know?
Let's just say that
Oh, this is crazy.
there was no paperwork from the doctor ever saying that
you checked the medical
was allergic.
history?
Not medical history, but I went through her stuff. And that's where, you know, you find folders and stuff like that when important documents and medical paperwork and stuff like that. That's how I was able to find certain stuff out. That's how I was also able to find out that she wasn't really an RN.
Got you. All right.
Because I had to go through her stuff.
Maybe she just felt something when condoms was used. You know? She never got it checked with the doctor, no?
Nah.
All right.
So leading up to that, after we spoke about, like, we were in agreement of revisiting the conversation of birth control.
Mm-hmm.
She goes behind my back and gets off birth control without my knowledge.
Oh, wow. Dang.
I had no idea. So she tells me, after she does that, she tells me I'm pregnant again. I'm like, mixed emotions, because I literally just said I wasn't ready to be a dad. But then I'm like,
nah, this is your fault too. I gotta put you on. I gotta blame you too.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I own up to my fault.
Yeah.
To it. But everyone who knows the situation understand why I say she tracked me. Because she told me she was pregnant and she wasn't. She told me she was pregnant just so I could stop pulling out, so I can nut in her so she can get pregnant. She planned the pregnancy.
Yeah.
That's why she took herself off of birth control. So obviously she started paying attention to when she was ovulating. And they always say that a woman is very fertile once they straight off of birth control. Now, mind you, I'm thinking she's still on birth control. So I'm thinking everything is good. But then she tells me she's pregnant, but she wasn't.
So you just in there willy-nilly. Like, all right, you already pregnant, fuck it. Right?
Yes. Yes, that's the mentality that I had. Was, okay, you pregnant? Shit, it ain't nothing we could do about it at this time. All right, I'm gonna let it rip. You feel me? And I was letting it rip because I thought she was already pregnant. But it wasn't until I was letting it rip, that's when she actually got pregnant.
Damn, yeah.
So there was a lie of her being pregnant in the beginning of a pregnancy that never existed.
That's crazy.
So we're walking around and at this stage of the relationship, my family is heavily involved. My mom is heavily involved. We're living like as like a family.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
You're
So
preparing for everything. Yeah.
So at that point, it was really just a lot just for me to get her pregnant. And even like we didn't find out till after the fact when my mom went with her to the hospital.
They backtracked.
They backtracked exactly when we conceived the baby. And it was way after she originally told me she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And my mom just was like, what the hell? Like, you this whole time you was lying about that too?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was the other lie. You know, I feel, yes, I own up to the fact of maybe I should have wore condoms.
Yeah.
But I just don't ignore the fact that she got off birth contraceptives without my knowledge.
Right.
Don't ignore the fact that she didn't tell me that she got off birth control without my knowledge, you know, and don't look over the fact that she lied about being pregnant to get pregnant. Yes, I own up to not strapping up and not pulling out, but the accountability has to be.
She got you.
Yeah, she
what make her do that? Like, why you?
You know, I've asked that question multiple times, and I've got different answers every time.
From
because because in one moment she told the truth and said, I did trap you because I wanted your kid because I knew you would be a great father.
Oh, wow.
Because she knew my
What was
past.
her background and sign?
She's an Aquarius. Yeah. She knew her mom and dad and stuff like that or whatever. She was more raised with her father than with her mom.
And what's his background? Were they Caribbean or American?
Honestly, they were just straight black.
All right, American.
Yeah, just
that's weird. Like
it was one of those.
I knew you would be a good dad.
But then in the same breath, she would also be like, oh, I didn't trap you. It was like she would tell me, oh, I did that because I knew you would be a good dad. Then in another breath, she'll be like, oh, I ain't do nothing to you. We both just had sex and I got pregnant. And I'm like, no, that's not how this happened.
Yeah.
Because we had a conversation prior.
Yeah.
You know, and meanwhile, going through that, all of that was hurting me. Like I'm still sticking through with her in a relationship. And I was dealing with a relationship that I was not happy in.
Yeah.
Because how I like my women to be affectionate, passionate, you know, like how I am. I'm more of a hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm I like affection.
Yeah.
And she was the complete opposite of that.
What was she, just bland?
Yeah, just very bland.
Yeah.
To where it was like I had to force it out of her. It was like every emotion that I got out of her was forced. And I found myself only being in the relationship because we were about to have a child together.
Or became that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
That was really the real reason because
you wanted that family structure.
I felt like I was doing the right thing as a man.
Gotcha.
I felt like what kind of man would I be, you know, like not seeing this all the way through.
Right.
So I wanted to see it all the way through because of how my childhood was.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it cost me a lot.
Yeah.
Mentally and emotionally, you know, and no, I don't condone, you know, doing certain things in a relationship and stuff like that. But when you're in a relationship with someone and you're not happy, and they're not making you happy, and you're expressing to them that they're not making you happy, and you're having conversations with them over and over, a lot of times in those situations, people will be like, why don't you leave? Yeah. Why don't you leave?
It's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done.
I was in a 4-year situationship. I know that feeling.
it's easier said than
Mhm.
done. You know, like 9 times out of 10, instead of leaving, you go find someone else first.
Right.
And then you start confiding
yeah.
in that person
Yeah.
and dealing with that person because you still don't have the courage to actually leave.
Right.
So it took me years to actually really like walk away. Like,
How long
for
y'all been
real,
together?
for real. 3.5 to 4 years.
And the baby was born when? Second year?
Second year, yeah.
Now,
He was
how
born
does
in-
this change you as a man? Like knowing that you bring it in life.
It was a pivotal moment for me
Mm.
because of how my childhood wasn't very great.
Mm.
You know, so me having to grow up early, you know, I didn't want that for my son. So I had to do a lot of self-reflecting. I had to change in a way, leave the street stuff alone. I had to forgive my parents.
Why?
Although right now today I have like the greatest relationship with my mom.
Mhm.
We're like best friends for real. But my mom didn't raise me, you know, and my pops, he was there for me. Like my life was the opposite. A lot of dudes I grew up with in the hood, I was the only one who had their pops,
Gotcha.
but didn't have my moms.
Yeah,
The rest of them had their moms, but didn't have their pops.
Yeah.
So my life was the opposite of everybody else's.
Gotcha.
So
I'd rather that. Because
yeah, and you know, I needed my pops.
yeah.
I needed my pops growing up, you know, and when I realized I was becoming a father is when I realized in order for myself to actually parent the right way and to give my son unconditional love, that I had to like really look at the mistakes my parents made,
Gotcha.
being in the streets and being in and out of prison. You know, both of my parents were, you know, in the street life. So I had to be able to forgive that, all those years being taken away and a separation and stuff. And, you know, I had a breakdown with my mom.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had to like really forgive her for us to move forward because I looked at it like, although you wasn't there for me, you can be there for me now and be there for your grandchild.
Gotcha.
And that's exactly what ended up happening.
So it was a new start, yeah.
Yeah,
That
it was
good.
definitely a
Yeah.
new beginning.
Yeah.
And my mom knew how unhappy I wasn't in my relationship.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't really, my mom don't condone the way I left the relationship, you know, but my mom also understand that I had to eventually choose my happiness first, you know, so after all these years of being together and trying to force the relationship to work because we had a child, I really came to the realization that it wasn't going to work.
Why?
I was trying to force her to be someone she wasn't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, like I wanted to force her to be the woman that I usually would go for, but I fucked up because in the very beginning when we met, I knew she weren't that.
Yeah.
So it was like my accountability is I should have walked away a long time ago because I knew what it was.
Right.
But me kept trying to change her, and it just wasn't gonna work.
Right. Should have took that test.
Yeah.
Be an RN. No, I'll play.
That might have changed something. That might have changed something.
I know that feeling of just like, yo, you could do this, you could do it. Trying to lead somebody to the water and they just choose the
sometimes you
else.
really gotta let people you really gotta let people make that decision on their own.
People gonna be who they show you.
And it took me a minute to actually like, you know, at least the way I did it, the way I separated myself was I met another woman at the time. Because we had broke up before.
You were in Rocky.
Yes. Yeah. We had broke up because see, now I gotta backtrack again. She had lied to me about a house.
About getting a house?
Yeah. We was getting an apartment together, supposedly. and I was giving her money for the apartment, and there was no apartment.
Wow. So what was she doing with the money?
She just put it in her account.
Okay.
She was creating some type of exit plan.
Oh,
So I was one of those guys where I was working so much and doing a lot. I was one of those guys that I'm just giving you the money. I'm just like, here, handle it. And my mom is the one that's telling me, you should be a little bit more hands-on with this. I know women. For your sake, you should be there.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that your name is on stuff, making sure the money you giving her is really for what you're saying it is.
Right.
My mom was actually trying to put me up on game.
Yeah, the wisdom, yeah.
And I was like, mom, she ain't. And she did. I gave her a few $1,000s for an apartment, and she took me to an abandoned building.
The hell? What?
Yeah.
Wait, she took you to an abandoned building? Like, what was that going to do?
I have no idea. We got in an Uber to a building that we were supposed to be living in, the building that I gave her money for. But they come to find out the building never existed. It was all a lie. And when we got there, she was just like, oh, I don't know what happened because this, that, and the third. This person told me they was going to meet me. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? This building that we came to is an abandoned building. She's trying to tell me that somebody was supposed to come out and come talk to us about, and it was all a lie.
And she burned the money.
She never gave me back the money. She took the money, put it in an account.
Ooh, yo.
And it was just, I really was just like trying to get the apartment.
The baby was born at the time?
Yeah. Only a couple of months old. And we split up after that because
I would have left.
That was like,
that
situation was my last straw. And then she called the cops on me.
For what?
This was part of her exit plan. So she called the cops. She took the money and she called the cops and told the cops that I was an abusive man.
Oh, so they locked you up. Yeah.
And that was like a whole nightmare night kind of situation because it was like, how dare you take my money, lie about everything, and basically it was a tactic to get from around me.
Yeah.
Thinking that, using the law to be able to get from around me and stuff. And it kind of backfired in a way, but not so much because the police, they didn't really believe her because she had no proof, no marks or nothing like that I was abusing her. But after that, I walked away and we split up. But we weren't split up for too long until I gave it another shot.
Why?
It was my child's birthday. And we had a big birthday party at my house. And I just felt like as a man, I owed it to my child to give him a united front family. I felt like I was failing.
You didn't have that growing up.
Yes. So I felt like I was failing him. So I thought that things changed. She was convincing me a little bit that things changed. And once I gave it another shot, that mask came off again. And I started to see for myself that things didn't change.
Yeah.
She was just acting like that to be able to get me to be back with her again, to try the family thing again. But once again, I fell for thinking that it was going to be change behavior.
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I gave the relationship another chance.
Man, I feel bad for you. This is crazy. Where did you learn about love? Like, where did you get your examples from? Where, like,
I think I learned about love in my own experiences because, of course, no one taught me
yeah.
about love, you know? So my dad didn't really teach me about love because he didn't really know love.
Mm.
You know, my mom, everything that my mother has been installing in me and teaching me as a grown adult male now is stuff that she never got a chance to install in me and teach me, help me with as a child.
Gotcha.
So no one taught me love. I'm one of those people that I was built off survival, not love.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really have that opportunity of feeling like I didn't feel that feeling of being loved because the person who was raising me wasn't raising me on love neither. You know, it was tough love. You know, it wasn't really a mother's love like that. So I grew up early. You know, by the time I was 12 years old, I was already gangbanging. I was already selling crack. I was already in the streets. So at that point, I was in and out the house.
Yeah.
You know, there was times where I would be gone for a few months and then I'll come back and then be gone again. Then I'll come back and stuff like that. So love was something I had to learn throughout my process of teenage relationships.
Gotcha.
You know, fucked up a lot. You
Yeah.
feel me? I tell people all the time, I fucked up a lot with a lot of women. A lot of women. I fucked over some good women in my life. And some of the women that I did dirty, hey, some of y'all deserve that shit.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
Some of y'all deserved it because I say there's a difference. Like, to recognize a good woman is one thing, but you have the same way you have real men, you have real men and then you got niggas. The same way you got real women, you got bitches. You feel me? That's just how life is. You got real women. Those are the ones that you respect as queens. Those are the ones you value. Those are the ones you really treat with care, you handle with care. But then you got bitches. And bitches, they don't understand that because their mindset is completely different from the women who actually want like love like that, you know? And it's the same thing like when you become a real man, you develop a mentality where you want to do things the right way. You want to do things the smart way, the honest way, and stuff like that. But then when you got that nigga mentality, it's like, man, nigga, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Fuck these hoes, blah, 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 blah.
I try to keep the niggas away from me
because
they mess you up, man.
They will. You know, your mans can influence you to do some shit that you really don't want to do, and you find yourself in a situation like, damn, I really just did this all because not to please
like
my
peer
homies,
pressure,
but it's like my man showing me up and stuff like that. But you know, this relationship really took a toll on me because I feel like being with someone who doesn't make you happy is misery.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to force yourself to see something that they don't see. And you could see it. But if they don't see it, then it's like you beating a dead horse. It's
wasting time.
Waste of time. So I had to eventually leave. And the way I left, you know, maybe I could have left a different way. You know, I fell for another woman while I was with her.
Now, have you cheated on Rocky?
Yes.
Plenty of times or like once, twice? How many fingers you can use? And still went back to Rocky.
Yeah, still went back to Rocky because, you know, we go back to what we're used to, you know, and a lot of times us dudes, we deal with women who also got dudes.
That's that whole like
we just be borrowing each other.
Let's be
honest, we borrow each other. If you messing with, if you're in a relationship and you messing with a female who's also in a relationship or even in a situationship, we all just borrowing each other at the end of the day. You feeling attracted to me because you feel like he don't see you. I'm feeling attracted to you, opening up to you because I feel like she don't see me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how that love triangle or love square or rectangle actually happens, because when you in a relationship and you feel like your partner don't see you,
Or it's a thrill. Some guys get off on the thrill. Like,
some guy,
you got a man, or I got a girl. Like,
some dudes definitely get off on the thrill. Women too,
yeah,
to be honest with you, because a lot of women don't want you until they see
exactly.
women want you.
That's you right.
When women see that you the type that could get buns and stuff like that, then they be on you.
Right.
But if you the type dude that don't get no traction or nothing like that, they don't even look your way.
That's true. Yeah.
And you could be a good man for them, but if they don't see that it's 4 other women over here that also will look your direction and give you a compliment, they won't even look your way, bro.
It's crazy how that works.
It's like some psychology, like it's like
they know.
Yeah. You ever went through this where you didn't post no pictures of any female you deal with. Nobody giving you no DMs like that, whatever. But the moment you post a female, this don't even got to be a girl. It could just be a female that you took out on a date.
Yep. It happens all the time.
You post a girl, you post a little boomerang or whatever. You got heart eyes coming at you. You got the googly eyes coming.
Yep.
Oh, really? Oh, word? Oh, all right. So when we gonna link up?
I liked you all this time. I didn't know you was taking. And,
you feel me? Now that's when all the DMs start coming in, when you start posting that you into somebody.
Yeah.
But when you ain't posting that, sometimes
shit dry as hell,
it's
right?
dry. You feel me? You in a desert. But the moment you post your queen, moments you post somebody, that's when everybody is coming out the woodworks.
Yep, it happens. Yeah. I don't know. I try to stay the same. But sometimes they be knowing. I'm like, how the fuck? But
people be paying attention.
Yeah.
They pay attention.
Yeah. So you left, you met a new girl. You want to give her a fake name? Was she important in the situation?
Both of them were kind of like a pivotal relationship in my life, because I was transitioning at the time. So her name,
we can call her Road, Rocky Road. Let's go.
Rocky Road.
No, Road. Her name is Road.
Road?
Yeah. You got Rocky over here, you got Road over here.
Road. All right. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So when I left Rocky for Road, I was trying to be different.
You as a man?
Yeah.
I was trying to clean yourself up?
Yeah, like I was trying to be different as far as like I wanted a fresh start. Okay. And I felt like Road was going to give me the fresh start.
Now, was she different how different was she from Rocky? Or did you go back to what you was used to?
Yeah, nah, she was way complete different from Rocky.
All right.
Yeah, she was more like the type of women I was used to dating before I met Rocky.
The models,
but she wasn't an escort or nothing like that. She was just a regular.
She knew you battle rap. She liked All right, gotcha.
She was a regular woman, working woman, mom and stuff like that. But she wasn't into like none of that stuff.
Gotcha.
Or whatever. But
little hood.
Yeah, little hood. Little hood.
Right,
not
too much. Right.
Yeah, she was from Staten Island. I'll give you that. She was from Staten Island.
God damn.
Yeah. So once I got connected with Road, it was kind of like, I want to see how I could be different here, how this relationship can be different.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, it was different.
Okay.
But it was very challenging still.
Yeah.
Because Rocky wasn't allowing me to be happy.
She'll use the kid as a pawn and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So,
oh man.
you know, in a relationship, once you have a child, now it's more than just we're exes. Now we're forced to co-parent with one another, and now we are in each other's lives.
Yeah.
Right? But 9 times out of 10, how that works is I'm not really in your life like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying attention really to what you're doing, but you're all in my life. You all can you want to know my every move on what I'm doing. You know, so Rocky was definitely trying her hardest to sabotage my
Was you doing
relationship.
stuff to make it known that you was with somebody new?
Yes.
On purpose?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I wanted to flaunt because
Did she look better than Rocky?
Yes.
Yeah, this is terrible.
It was because I wanted her to see, like, hey, this is what, like, I wanted her to see, like, hey, you see what I was doing with you, Rocky? See, I really could have been doing over here. You feel me? But you wasn't appreciating and you wasn't reciprocating, you know, what I was trying to give you
so
over
you was
here.
being young and petty. That's crazy.
Young and petty. And I was plastering me and road all over everywhere. You know, everybody knew about that. You know what I mean? Because I was fresh out of a relationship.
Right.
Which I do agree now that I should have never been in a relationship. You feel me? But that's how it happened. I met Rode, and Rode convinced me to you know, that she was the best choice for me. But before I left Rocky for Rode, Rocky kind of went through my phone and found out about Rode.
How she got that close? You was still messing with Rocky at the same time?
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
But that's because Rode was understanding and giving me time to let Rocky down easy.
But you was still messing with Rocky, even though you ain't want her like that.
Yes, and not really. Like, all right, once I fell for Rode, I completely stopped.
Stop
like
the
sleeping
side.
with Rocky.
Gotcha.
You know, and you know, I thought that she might have, I just thought that she might have would have caught on for how I was acting and stuff like that. But she didn't catch on. But I was basically falling out of love with Rocky.
Gotcha.
You know, and I focused all that energy with Rode. So I remember coming home from work one night. I was working overnight. I came home from work. And, you know, you watching like highlights of First Take and stuff like that when you missed it on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm watching First Take in the morning on my phone about football highlights, and I fell asleep with my phone.
It was open.
Yeah. And she went through my phone and she found out about Rode. And then from there, I just had to like confess and just be like, yeah, what you read, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I've been wanting to tell you this for a long time, but now I got no choice but to tell you. And I'm gone.
Sheesh.
And that was the way she found out. So yeah, I do agree that I could have did it a better way.
Yeah.
Could have did it a better way. I could have just went up.
Well, she thought y'all was still together at that point? You was messing with Rode and her at the same time?
I wasn't messing with both of them at the same time.
So y'all was broken up but still messing with each other?
No, we were not broken up.
You and Rocky were still together?
Yes. Me and Rocky were still together, but the connection just were not there anymore.
Yeah.
We came back from a family trip, and that family trip we came back from.
So how was you getting away from Rode during this whole time?
Rode was very understandable.
She gave you time.
Rode was
What was her occupation? She was a nurse?
No, she wasn't a nurse.
She had time on her hands with.
But she wasn't pushy.
Gotcha.
She was, because I was telling her the truth about the situation. So she wasn't pressuring me. But then after a while, she was. So I kind of was getting pressure from her around that time or whatever. Rocky found out. So I guess that was just the time that it had to come out or whatever. But I could have done it differently. And I could have just told her, you know, like, hey, look, I'm not in love with you no more. This is what it is. I found this person, and this the person I want to be with.
But you wanted both. You wanted to have everything.
I definitely wanted to have everything because I felt like, I just felt like my happiness mattered too.
Yeah.
You feel me? I feel like my happiness mattered. And you ever realize that in a relationship, the relationship is never on odds when a man is not happy.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's always on odds when the woman is not happy. So I got sick of that and I chose my happiness. My happiness was obviously with another person at the time. So I was like, yo, I'm just choosing me. Like all these years, I was choosing to be a family and it wasn't working. And whenever you have a child and you use that line, let's just do it for the kids or let's do it for the kid, that means it's not going to work because y'all not doing it for each other.
Right.
Y'all only doing it because I got kids. And that's how a lot of people get stuck with a person they really don't want to be with because we doing it for the kids.
Yeah.
You got to want to do it for you because y'all love each other. God is in the middle of it. And that's what it is. But that's not what it was.
That's true.
So I left Rocky and went in the relationship with Rode. And, you know, me and Rocky have never been on great terms ever since.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
She's gonna find ways to be petty. She put you on child support?
I'm not on child support.
Okay.
I would not be surprised if I get received child support. But that's also because I've always took care of my son.
Yeah.
You know, like I've always took care of my child. I've always like did stuff for him. I've always sent money or like, you know, I believe that a father does not have to put money in your hand to take care of that child.
That's true, yeah.
You know, so if my child need this, I'm able to take my money and go buy it for him. I don't have to put it in your hand. You know, I can go buy it myself the same way you could do the same thing.
Right.
And if we have joint shared custody, or if I have him for a certain amount of days, I need stuff for him at my place. So what am I supposed to do? Let you have everything for him? Fellas, I'm gonna tell all of y'all something, right? Never, ever, ever. This is something you should listen to too. Because
I'm not a father yet. So
no,
I'll
you ain't got a
take
kid
the information.
yet.
Yeah.
When you have a kid with a woman, and when y'all co-parenting and she's dropping your kid off or you're coming to get your kid, never allow her to send your kid with a book bag.
Tell me.
When a mother sends your kid with you with a bag, it's because they believe that you don't have the stuff that the kid needs at their house.
Oh, all right.
So if they have to send Pampers, wipes, if they have to send pull-ups, clothes, toys, this, that, and the third.
They're looking at you like a bum ass nigga.
Exactly. They looking at you like, hey, and make sure you bring this stuff back because you ain't got nothing of him or her in your house. No. Everything you got at your crib, I got at my crib. So you cannot give, the only book bag you should be giving
toys
is if it's school.
School and toys.
Not even toys.
Right. You got toys at your house.
Exactly. I got that here. My boy got toys. Don't worry about it. He don't need to pick up nothing from your house to come to daddy's house because he got everything at daddy's house.
Gotcha.
And that's how it's always been. So even if you can't get along, when you got something like that, there's no reason for child support. Going for child support is just to be spiteful and vindictive.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, if we are in two different households, right? And if the child is at the mom house more and then comes to the dad house certain days, or if we have joint shared custody to where we split in the weeks out of the month and stuff like that, you think I'm supposed to give you the money, then what money am I gonna have when I got my son?
Right.
I gotta have money when he with me.
Right.
You feel me? So if he's coming back and forth between two different households, he or she, the father, they always look at dads as if dads can't provide the same stuff that moms provide.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where society go wrong at, because these moms just be looking at, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Exactly.
Nah, if I go out and buy the stuff and he got everything he need at my house, I'm only giving you money because it's certain things. Like if you call me and tell me that my son want to be in karate.
Right.
If you call me and tell me my son want to do swimming, or if my son has a trip or something like that, then I'm liable to send you money or to give the money up.
I get it, yeah.
But just because it's Wednesday and you feel like you deserve $500, no, that's not how that works. And child support is deemed unlawful anyway. So it's against the constitutional. So a lot of dudes is starting to get their money back.
Really?
There's a guy, I don't want to say his name wrong, but on Instagram, his name is Child Support is Fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been teaching all of the fathers on how he got off child support.
Wow.
And how child support actually gave him thousands of dollars back because he proved in court that child is unlawful, that they really not supposed to garnish your paychecks, take your taxes, put you in jail, attack your license and all of that stuff. He got a real book that's coming out. I got to read the book, but he's teaching all of us fathers on, don't get scared and nervous just because you get served child support. If you do the right procedure, you can get your way out of that.
Gotcha. Dang.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm scared of. That stuff. Just meeting a girl that's petty and just put you on child support. Just use the kid as a pawn. I would hate that.
It's a sad thing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it harms the kid more.
It does, yeah.
It hurts the father and it hurts the mom too, because if you're keeping the child away from the dad, then now you complaining about how tired you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now you're even more stressed. And my answer is, all right, just give me my son.
Right.
You'll be less stressed.
Right.
That's all you got to do. Kids act out when they don't see their dad. I know that because I was that kid that would act up whenever my dad had me dressed on Friday and he didn't come. And I would act up on that whole weekend, and I'll go to school on Monday and act up, all because I ain't see my dad.
Oh, wow.
But when my dad would come see me and come get me, and we would spend our father-son time, I was good money.
Yeah.
You damaging a kid by thinking that you're being spiteful. I just think as relationships, I think people just put too much on the next person, because I feel like if a person ain't do something crazy to you, like hurt you physically or really like violate you to the core, there's no reason to play these kind of games, And I feel like even with cheating, even with sleeping with other people, I just feel like people put too much emphasis on that. Like, it's not okay. No, I don't think the way people react to relationship stuff these days, I just don't think you should be that crashed out just because a person slept with another person.
Okay. I'm telling you, my listeners are going to listen to them like, he's full of shit, but all right.
I mean, the reason, why the listeners would say I'm full of shit?
Why?
The listeners would say I'm full of shit because they're going to be like, oh, but what if she do it to you?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You got to look at it like this. Insecurity is a real thing.
Yeah.
Right? And we got to understand that we're older now, but we're still young. the insecurity in you is what makes you believe that if this woman sleeps with this man, that she's no longer yours. Or if this man sleeps with this woman, he's no longer yours. He don't belong to you, stuff like that. And it's like, sex is really just sex. Honestly.
Mhm.
Like, sex is really just sex. And sometimes I'm not saying it's okay for everybody to just be fucking each other.
Right.
But you got to understand that you could be in a relationship with a woman and y'all could be in love with each other. That don't mean that she's not going to find another man attractive.
Right.
That don't mean that I'm not going to find another woman attractive. You know, people are going to find other people attractive.
Right.
And if that's bullshit, then there's groups for this, swingers.
Yeah.
People do stuff like that.
Non-monogamy, all that stuff, yeah.
And I used to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm just not that insecure man where like, oh man, like, nah, you had sex with him. Like, I judge you more if he a dirty nigga. Like, I'll judge you more if he was a dirty dude.
Off of who to do this.
Yeah, but that's how I give my observation of women.
Mm-hmm.
I judge women based off the dudes they fucked with before me.
I don't care about that no more. I used to do the same thing,
but you know why I do
fresh start. Yeah, we fresh starting.
I do it because there's a pattern that I'm looking at.
Okay.
There's a pattern.
Yeah.
And my point is to try to fix the pattern. Because if you're
break the pattern.
Break the pattern.
Yeah.
Because if you're dealing with the same kind of dudes over and over,
you're getting the same result. Yeah.
You're getting the same results. And guess what? You have the same actions. So you got to understand that I'm different from the other 3 dudes that you've been with. So you can't have the same actions with me than you had with the other 2 because we different in our own kind of way.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
so when I spot the pattern is when I be like, oh, okay, now I see why you are attracted or you were attracted to those kind of guys because now I see who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So my job is to make you feel like, yo, nah, you ain't gotta be like how you was with them. Like, it's just more of a safe space here, you know? Like, we could be transparent and open and honest. And I'm talking so much shit, you know, right now about my past and stuff like that. And there's still more, you know, because I lived like different lives all throughout my years. So I'm not like into swingers or nothing like that right now.
Yeah.
I used to do that, but you know,
You had to grow up.
Yeah, you know, I'm engaged and stuff like that. I'm a Muslim man. I'm with a Muslim woman. And you know, that's the kind of lifestyle that I live now.
Gotcha.
Yes, dude. I want 2 wives. Yes, that's what not me. That's what we are gonna.
But that's in your religion?
Yes.
2 wives?
Well, you allowed to have up to 3 or 4.
She say, yeah.
Yeah.
3 or 4?
Yeah, you're allowed to have up to 3 or 4.
I'm about to convert, man.
You're allowed to have up to 3 or 4, but I only want 2. And it's not just sex. Because people think
it's the teamwork, the partnership.
Yes, it's the teamwork, the partnership, the system. The system, especially if there's children involved. I want children. Like, I'm talking about, like, I want a football squad of kids.
That's crazy.
Because how is my legacy gonna live on?
Gotcha.
You feel me? Like, my legacy has to keep living on, and your legacy live on with your offsprings. So if you don't have no kids, and then when you gone, who's passing on that name?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, all of my kids are gonna share my last name. So that's my legacy, and my business and my entrepreneurship and everything that I'm doing, that has to go passed down to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the same way, you know, shout outs to my mama Love. She doing the same thing for our generation. You know, we got a family wing truck that's about to start next year in Orlando, Florida.
Gotcha.
You know, my mom's is a chef. So it's that's what I'm saying. My mom's never got a chance to teach me that growing up. But as a grown ass man, guess what? I could come to my mom's about business.
Yeah.
I could come to my mom's about advice and stuff like that. And I'm glad that I have that now.
Yeah.
Because it makes me not make the same mistakes that I made before.
Yeah.
You know? So
That's good.
That's how we learn from our mistakes.
Let's finish this story. So you went to Road, right?
Right.
You was done with Rocky. This is it.
Yeah, that was it.
And so your healing process was while you was with Road.
Yeah.
So you just went to the next girl right after that.
Yeah, that was what I did. I went to Road, and I was trying to love her and heal at the same time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I did it all wrong. All wrong. I didn't think it was gonna like end the way it did, you know, but it was really me who sabotaged the relationship. You know, when I went to therapy, my therapist told me that I suffer with self-sabotage syndrome. So things could be going too good in my life, and I just start sabotaging shit because I'm so used to chaos and disarray that when things are actually okay, I don't know how to handle that because I'm always so used to being up on pressure.
Yeah.
And when things were not pressured, and then we went through something, you know,
Too good to be true.
Yeah, it was too good to be true.
Yeah.
And I fucked up, you know. I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, but it was because I was feeling hurt about something. You know, when I was in the relationship with Road.
No, Rocky. Rocky.
No.
Oh, with Road?
With Road.
All right, got it.
When I was in the relationship with Road, I had got Road pregnant.
Dang, man. You don't believe in God? As a Muslim man, do y'all use condoms?
No, hell no, man.
Dang, man. The hell?
Because you're just trained to mate with the women. Like in the Muslim culture, they move fast. Like they meet you today and we getting married like that. We having children like that. Like ain't no in the Muslim culture, they move really, 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 really quick. You know, they start families really quick because
I didn't know that. Yeah.
in a lot of the Muslim culture, the parents are really trying to pick their kids' spouses from young.
Got you.
But yeah, you know, so I was in a relationship with Road and I got Road pregnant. And in the beginning, we was in agreement of keeping the child.
Okay.
Something happened where she felt otherwise after that, and she ended up wanting to get an abortion.
Well, what you think it was?
I think it was just the fact of her just feeling like we weren't ready. You know, to be honest, we weren't ready. That's just the God honest truth.
Yeah.
We weren't ready, but I was just looking at it as a fresh start. You know,
But you already have a kid. She had a kid too, right?
Yes. She had a daughter. I had a son. So I just felt like it was perfect, but then it really wasn't perfect timing.
Gotcha.
But I still was willing to step up and be a dad because that's what I always wanted, to be a father.
Yeah.
So
you want that family structure. Right.
Yeah, I really want that family structure. So I was willing to still have the baby. Even though we both weren't ready, I was willing to step up. And we agreed that we were going to go through with it. And then a week later, she changed her mind. And, you know, it's her body, her choice. So it wasn't much I could do but just try to support her through it. But she didn't know till after we broke up that kind of affected me. And it led me to, you know, betray her trust and to, you know, be around women that I shouldn't have been around and spend the night with a woman and stuff like that. Like I was really just hurt because I felt like, why my child? You know, like, you know, here's the thing, when you're with a woman who have a kid already and you're hearing them say certain things about their kid father or whatever, and you know, I know I'm a great dad, and you're telling me I'm a great dad, but then I get you pregnant and you want to abort my kid. So I kind of took it personal. I took it really to the heart and felt like, wait, but you had his kid.
Now I get it, yeah.
And you're not gonna have my kid when you clearly know I'm the better dad. So that kind of was eating me up inside. And I never told her. And then, I just was like, man, I'm gonna do what I want to do now. And then
Became a savage.
Yeah, started spiraling out of control again, going back into my old habits. And I shouldn't have. I should have just told her the truth that it bothered me, but it still wasn't my full decision to make anyway.
Right. Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
And we're in between in this mix of that happening, did you go back to Rocky at any point?
Rocky had convinced me to sleep with her one more time.
How?
It was
Is it that good? You had to go back? Like
it was in a spur of the moment while me and Rode was like on like a break. We were separated from each other, and Rocky came to me and was like, I want closure.
Yeah, that's some toxic shit.
Rocky came to me and was like, I want closure. And I want to do it this night, this day. And she paid for everything.
At a hotel and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, you was
on some real shit. I was just used. I was just used that day. I was just used that night because there really was no real closure. What I didn't know was she was doing that deliberately to get leverage over Rose.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand that. I wasn't thinking with this head. I was thinking with that head. Yeah. And I just was like, you know what? I ain't doing nothing right now anyway.
In her mind, it's like, if it's that serious, let me set something up. If he go for it, then it ain't that serious.
You feel me?
Fell for it.
And I fell for it. I definitely fell for it. I regret falling for it because that gave her ammunition.
Yeah.
That gave her leverage over Rode. And I owed Rode more respect than that to allow her to get that leverage. So I should have never done that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was terrible.
Terrible. I used to be terrible. I used to be terrible. And I'm better now though. Right?
Right? He said, right?
I'm better. I'm better now though.
Y'all have kids? Yeah, y'all have kids?
No, not yet.
All right. That's
not
good.
Yet. But we will. We working on it.
He's a changed man. It's more than 1 month. Right?
Yeah. We're definitely working on that because
now, after Rocky, you caught a rebound with Road. After Road, what was your healing and coping process like?
Oh, it was just I was single for almost 3 years and I was in therapy.
Yeah.
I was in therapy for a year. I used to do therapy every Thursday. That's when I started my podcast, Media Business, in 2022. I was distracting myself with hard work.
Gotcha.
After that is when I really made I hit the ground running and I really made the change, to become the better man that I am today.
Gotcha.
So all of that was a learning experience. So I know how it feels like I stayed by myself for almost 3 years.
Yeah, you got to.
I really was off the grid. Yeah, I was in like a few situationships during that time, but it nothing ever was like going to be serious because I literally owed it to myself and I owed it to my son to take that time out to actually like be by myself.
Gotcha. All right. Man, that's a lot. What's the relationship with Rocky now when you go see your son?
The relationship is strictly co-parenting, but it's still rough for me. It's still a rough situation for me mentally and emotionally. She just always used my son as a tactic. against me. You know, I have been in and out of court for years, fighting in court, paying things. And it's like the court system of really, really
It
like
favors the woman, right?
favors the woman, you know, even when they have nothing bad to say about dad, it's still like on some like, hey, we still gonna believe mom.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a struggle. And that's why I want to do it over. I would never ever try to replace my son.
Yeah.
My firstborn son would always be my heart. That would always be my boy. But I do want to do it over because I understand that I didn't do it right the first time around with his mom, you know, with Rocky. So I had an opportunity to do it right with Road, but it was too soon.
Yeah.
That really what it was, you know, like you gotta just learn. And I had to learn that it just wasn't the time for Road.
Yeah.
You know, it just wasn't that time because I wasn't ready at all. I was trying to force myself to heal while still being with
Someone,
Road.
yeah.
And I didn't know that I needed individual, like I needed to actually be alone to go through that healing process. It wasn't a healing process that I could have went through with the Road or whatever. But it's challenging, man. It's challenging because these courts, once you let these people in your life, once you let these people in your business, it's like they're in your life forever.
Right.
Forever. And it's really heartbreaking because it tears the child apart. The child just want to be with both parents, or the child wants to be with the dad a lot more than he or she gets to. But because of mom being spiteful and vindictive and using the court system to manipulate the situation, then dad has to pay lawyer fees. Dad has to retain a lawyer for $3,000 to be able to fight for joint shared custody of his child.
Oh, damn. It's a lot.
Really. Appreciate the fact that you ain't got no kids right now, man.
Yeah, I'm very picky.
It's hard out there,
I'm
man.
very picky.
Be picky, bro.
Yeah, I'm very
picky, man. I don't care what these ladies say. Be picky.
Yeah,
because
no home health aides. I want nurses.
Yeah. Because
I want the real deal.
lady that I'm with right now, my wifey right now, yeah, she a nurse in the hospital.
See?
I love me some nurses. The real nurses. The real nurses.
Caribbean as hell.
I was gonna find me a nurse.
Yeah. No, my uncle told me that. He was like, get you somebody that's in the healthcare system.
Yeah, get you somebody in the healthcare system.
They're gonna take care of you.
They're gonna take care of you.
His wife was a nurse, and he told me that.
They usually have that nurturing soul.
But the schedules be fucked up. Overnight shifts, the
overtime, the long days.
Like, God damn, when they home?
You barely speaking to them at work because they only got 30 minutes to themselves.
I dated a nurse. I'm like, this shit's horrible.
That's why you just gotta pick that one and just be like, all right, we good. We good. But that's where you know, wife number 2 comes in. You know, because it's a system. It's a system.
You go get another nurse?
I would love to. I would love to, but I can't because of the schedules would be crazy.
Now, do they have to be Muslim as well?
Home. Yeah.
Okay.
In order for another woman to join our marriage, you have to be a converted Muslim.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You have to either be Muslim or you have to convert and learn more of the culture and stuff like that. I can't just say you our wife just because it's an attraction thing. No, you got to actually you got to actually be a part of our culture.
Gotcha. Man, what would you say is the biggest lesson learned from everything?
The biggest lesson learned?
Yeah. You take a sip. What are we thinking? Oh, my last sip.
Don't force relationships that you could clearly see are not for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just don't force them.
Learn when to walk away, right?
Yeah, learn when to walk away, because not walking away could cost you it could cost you a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm up here on this platform talking about my experience and stuff like that, but I really want people to know that for real, this situation really damaged me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like therapy was definitely needed and it's still needed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because separation anxiety,
Mm.
you know, like people don't understand, and this is men's mental health month. Um, People don't understand that when you have a child, that child becomes a part of your world, your
Right, right.
heart,
Yeah.
you
I can
know,
see that.
and without that child there, the way that child used to be or is supposed to be, that piece of your heart is always going to be missing.
Mm.
Like until we settle things in court the right way,
Yeah.
a part of me is always missing,
Mm.
you know? And, you know, I never threw this in there, but in the middle of all of this, my brother was killed.
Dang.
So
Sorry to hear that.
thank you. My brother was killed in the same month I had my son.
Oh, wow.
So when we buried my brother, 4 days later, my son was born. So it was like I never got a chance to heal. That's why
Yeah.
I needed those 2.5, 3 years to be by myself,
Yeah.
because I never even really got a chance to fully process the death of
Everything.
my brother
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
because I was just becoming a new dad. So it was so like an emotional time for me,
Yeah.
for real, you know.
Man, that's tough. Sheesh. What do you ever think that things will be right with y'all?
With Rocky,
Yeah. See eye to eye.
until she changes, no.
Mm.
Because I've changed.
Yeah.
I've changed and I'm able to converse without being ignorant or belligerent.
Yeah.
She just haven't got that change yet, you know? And I understand that when a woman sees her life with you,
Mm-hmm.
and when a woman chooses you to be the one to have their child and stuff like that, I understand that you may think this is a forever thing.
Right, right.
But I just feel like if you wanted that to be a forever thing, you should have treated it like it's a forever thing. Because if it's a forever thing, then you're gonna know that people go through changes,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta change for the good, not for the bad.
Yeah.
And Rocky's change was for the bad. So it was no way the relationship was gonna work out between me and Rocky. And I don't ever really see us being friends.
Mm.
I only just ever really see us being cordial
Yeah.
for my child. And that's because of her, not because of me. You
Yeah.
know, I'm cool with everybody being friends,
Right, right.
you know, being a whole big family, because at the end of the day, within our black culture, we are the ones that lack in that.
Yeah.
When you go
Yeah.
to when you see a lot of other cultures,
They together. Yeah.
they together, you know, the ex-husband who's the father of Karen's 3 kids is invited to the birthday
Yeah.
party, and the new husband is there
Yeah.
with the child that they created, and everybody can laugh and kick and joke and drink Budweisers with no fight breaking out.
Mm-hmm.
But within our black culture, we can't have that. It's some families is like that, but it's really, really, really like not a lot.
Right, right.
And we need to do more of that, because if we're gonna have kids with each other and then split up, we have to be able to like still be amicable. You know,
That's
we
true.
gotta still
Yeah.
have some type of friendship, relationship, and stuff like that. But I wish Rocky the best,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it's still an ongoing current situation, y'all.
Man, I wish you the best with that. For somebody going through a heartbreak breakup, a heartbreak or breakup, what's some advice you would give them?
Going through a heartbreak and a breakup, my best advice would be don't lose yourself.
Mm.
Go through the motions, but don't lose yourself. Remember who you are and don't give that person too much power.
Mm. That's true. Yeah, I like that one. Last but not least, the song you would dedicate to Rocky.
The song I dedicate to Rocky would be Justin Timberlake, What Goes Around Comes Around.
Why you chose that one?
It's one of my favorite songs by Justin Timberlake. And when you listen to the song, it's basically letting you know, like, you did all of this to me, but what goes around comes back around. And it may not have came back around yet, but you're gonna feel it somehow, some way. You know, this karma is really something.
Gotcha.
You know, and that's why people go through this and you're not happy. So, you know,
miserable.
Yeah, you're miserable. Yeah, you're miserable, Rocky. You're miserable. You mad that I'm happy and you miserable.
Yo,
Yeah.
where can people find you? Where you want them to find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, King Ace _ the creator. You can find me my content on Catch Cod app on demand. You can find my podcast on YouTube, King Ace Network. You can find my podcast also on Cool People Network. That's another podcast app that we building from scratch.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a few deals that I'm working on. Got some sports stuff that I'm about to working on a sports show pilot with MSG Networks.
Oh, that's nice.
That I'm trying to either do with them or ESPN Radio. Shout outs to Rob. Yeah, y'all, you know what it is, man. It's King Ace, man. Yeah, hurt people. And that's why we gotta all stop being so hurt and we gotta heal. You feel me? I'm all about healing and drinking my positivity alkaline water.
I love it.
You know, this is shit. It heals you on the spot. I gotta bring some through though.
Yes.
I gotta bring some through though. So the guests, cause you know, when y'all on here having y'all moment, because I watched some episodes. And man, some episodes get like the Steve Wilkos show.
Oh, it gets crazy.
And y'all need some of that positivity alkaline water.
I love it. Yeah.
While you telling your story. So we're going to work that out.
Yes.
But yeah, man, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you was a good guest. I was scared. I was a little scared. I was like, I don't know what I'm getting from him.
Yeah, you know, because I really was just, trust me, it's still some stuff I ain't say.
It's cool.
Yeah.
We got the gist.
Yeah, it's still some stuff I ain't say. But I mean, I'll come back. I got more relationships.
Not about this one.
No. Not about my queen. Not about my queen. Right. Not about my Muslima.
Gotcha.
You know, my Muslim queen. Yeah. Never about her. Not too much on her. We love her. We honor her.
You younger than me. Like, how you been through all of this?
Oh, it's crazy, man. I think it's because I just really been outside a lot.
Yeah, I see.
You know, my first relationship was like 15, you know, and it was, I was like always in relationships, but I was always cheating too.
Yeah, this is crazy.
You feel me? So I was always having a girlfriend, but I was like having 3 girlfriends and stuff like that at a time and stuff. So I never learned how to like sit down and actually like calm down and be with one woman like that. I had to learn that as I got older.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, it happens. You get wiser, smarter. Yeah.
Hey, shout outs to Ryo, man.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Ryo, man.
Shout out to him. He always giving me the guest.
Shout outs to Ryo,
King Ace, man.
Hey,
it's been a good one.
That's definitely been a good one, man.
And that's been Views of an X.
Views of an X.
Yes.